So we're going to model and analyze a frame using the 2D structural analysis software called GRASP, or what we call the Graphical Rapid Analysis of Structures program. Alright, modeling and analysis using GRASP can be divided into 5 general steps listed here. Number 1, start analysis software and set basic parameters. Number 2, create geometry. So the geometry, you can refer to your respective design projects for the dimensions and preliminary sections, or your what we call the trial sections. The third, apply basic loads. Number 4, define load combinations. And number 5 is perform analysis and view the results. So one by one, we're going to tackle each one of these by demonstrating here this 2D structural analysis program. Alright, so start analysis software and set basic parameters. So first, you might want to go to the options and then click on units, and this dialog box will appear. So you can choose here US customer units, System International or the SI, or you can use the metric. So most of the time I am using the SI or the System International, and then after that you can click OK. Next is to select structures. For the, this is now for the materials. Now you can click the structures and then go to materials, and this dialog box will appear, and then you can set this material properties listed here, like the modulus of elasticity. Now these values are set, these default values set are for, I believe this is for concrete. So if your design project is in concrete, so you can type all these necessary material properties, and you can even add material properties if you like, but let's leave that as that now. Modulus of elasticity, unit weight, as well as the coefficient of thermal expansion. Alright, you can close this. Next is you can now proceed with the step number 2 here in our list, create geometry. Now for our geometry, for in this example, you can click here on the structures. By the way, there are 2 ways of creating geometry in GRASP. You may draw the model using the mouse, right? You can draw, no? You can draw the right away your model here, or the other way is you can go to the structure wizard. Click the structure and then click here in the bottom, the structure wizard, and the dialog box will appear. Oh wait, and then this dialog box will appear, the structure wizard. Now you can select an appropriate typical frame based on bay width, story height, and configuration. So for this example, let us select this type 2. Type 2 is irregular, it's with irregular base, regular story, irregular stories, and story heights. So if the frame that you want to model do belong to the 4 types, you can change the configuration of the selected model later. You can always revise, no? So here, if you click next, now this dialog box will appear. So you will be prompted to change this number of base. So in our example, let us click 3 number of base and number of stories. Let us say our project is a 2-story building, so let us input 2, right? And then the typical bay width, let us input 3 meters, and then the typical story height, let us set that at 4 meters. All right, and then click next. And then right away, the structure wizard will proceed to this dialog box. That means you will be prompted to select the type. The default material here is I believe it's concrete, so you can choose the column section. The column section you're going to use for the model. So typically the model is the column section is rectangular, so let us use rectangular with the dimension of 300 by 300 millimeters. So this is basically a square section column. And after that, you can click on next. So this time this is for the beams, right? So if you click on this T shape, you'll be prompted to input necessary dimensions here. So let us try this T shape with 1.2 meters top web, and then the width at the bottom, let us set that as 250, and here the overall depth of this beam is, let us set that at 400, and then the thickness of the flange is let us set that at 100, right? And then if you click on finish, right, so the model will be displayed, the frame generated by the structure wizard, so it would look something like this. Alright, next we're going to define the types of supports we're going to use for our structure. So actually it is already indicated here, but the way to do that is you go to structure and then click on nodal restraints, right? And then you just click on the nodes, right? And then you select which support conditions you're going to use for your structure. So in this case, all of these support conditions are in fixed, right? So let us use fixed, and then let us click OK. So actually all of this is already fixed, so that would be, but if you want to change, you can always change that by clicking on that node and then click on OK. If you notice, it has already changed right there, but let us change that back to fixed. Alright, now if you want to use these icons at the top right here, so you can click on this icon here, the triangle or the hinged icon right there, so you can click on that to change the support conditions for your structure. Now if you want to display the dimension line between selected nodes, what we have to do is to click here in the structures and then click add dimensions, and then if you click, for example, this node up to this node, and then click on the place you want to place your dimensions, so it will appear right there at the bottom. Right, so the way to do that once again is to click the first node and then the second node, and then the third click on where you want to place the dimension right there. So for vertical dimensions, the same thing, first node, second node, and then the place you want to place your dimensions. All right. Now if you want to delete the dimensions, you can just click in this icon right here and then click on the dimension you want to delete right there, right there. To view the node and member numbers or labels, select View and then Node Numbers. Node numbers, so the numbers would appear. And if you want to view the member numbers, once again just click View and then Member Numbers, and then there. Here is the display of the frame with dimensions, member numbers, and node numbers. So observe that the height of the second story is 4 meters. Now if you want to change that into 3 meters or adjust anything of these dimensions, you can do so by following these steps. Now you can change the coordinates by clicking on this first, by clicking on this icon right here, click on change nodal coordinates, and then you can this dialog box will appear right here, so you can change this the coordinate of this node to 12. From 8 you can change this to 7, click on that and then change. If you notice it already changed to, but all of these nodes, this 10 should also be changed right there. All right. You may also view, want also to view the outline of the members by selecting View and then Member Outlines here. So if you notice, it all changed. No, it already changed to the member outline. Now to remove the node numbers, member numbers, and member outlines, you can always go back here in the View and then click the node numbers, the member numbers, as well as the member outline. All right, so that would be the step number 2 on how to create geometry. Now remember, you can always refer to your respective design projects for the correct dimensions and the preliminary sections or trial sections being used. Now let us proceed to this third step, which is the application of basic loads. Now let us first apply the uniform loads in the horizontal members. You may apply the loads one member at a time by simply clicking the specific member or to all horizontal members. Let us select all horizontal members. Select, click edit, and then click select members and click on all the horizontal members while pressing the shift key. Alright, so say for example, so if you can notice, the lines turn into a magenta color. So if you want to now, you might want to select loadings right here, this icon right here, and then this dialog box will appear. Now click first click add and then select the appropriate member load and enter the magnitude of the load. So say for example, the load we're going to apply here is for live load. So you can actually, this is already on the live load. What is currently being selected right here is the live load. So you can select on the live load, and then say for example, the live load we're going to display or we're going to use is 7 kilonewtons per meter uniform live load, and then click on OK. Now if you notice, the loads are now applied to all the horizontal members. Now if you want to display only the horizontal members, you can do that by selecting view and then member to show here, and then click horizontal. So if you notice, and all the horizontal members are now shown and nothing more. So don't worry, if you want to go back on the original view, you can go back to member show and then click on all. Right, and now we're going to apply. Now let us apply dead loads. So if you remember, these loads are for the live loads, so you can change the option here. So change this in this drop down list. You can click on the dead load, right? And then once again, the same procedure we made for the live load, you can now click on that member load icon, and then click first on add, and then select. There are multiple selections here of which type of loading you're going to use. Now in this example, let us say this is also dead loads are also applied as uniform loads with a magnitude of, let's say 15 kilonewtons per meter. You can input that right there and then click on OK. Now if you notice, it's already appear here as live loads. Now to apply for a lateral loads, first if you notice here the drop down list, there are no lateral loads such as wind loads or earthquake loads being listed here as default. So you have only self load, dead load, live load, service load, ultimate load, design, envelope, and all loads. So what we're going to do is to let us add a load case, right? So all you need to do is to click loading and then click add load case, and this will appear. Say for example, let's add a wind load case as well as earthquake load, you can simply type wind load. And assign it as a basic load case, and then click OK. So it will appear automatically here at the drop down list, wind load. And of course you can go back there, add load case, and you can add seismic loads. Alright, you notice there appear the wind load and the seismic load. Now you can add a wind load here. Define the new load case wind load and select the option basic load case. Select wind load. Make sure it is the current load being highlighted here, and then go to loading, and then click on nodal loads, right? And click on the node where the load will be applied. So since this is a wind load, you can apply this loading on the external part of your building. So say for example here, so input the magnitude and sign of the load. Now follow the sign convention shown in the figure. To apply in opposite direction, use a negative value. So say for example this is the fold from the direction of this arrow is from left to right. So say for example the magnitude of our wind load acting on that node is 6 kilonewtons. So you can simply click 6 kilonewtons, and if you click OK, so they would the load will automatically display. Alright, so you can also apply that here at the upper level. Let us say 10 kilonewtons. Click on OK, and then there you go. Alright, so now we're already done with the applying or application of basic loads. Now we can now proceed with the definition of load combinations. So here, first you define load combinations by pressing on loading and then add load case. So this time click on this option load combination load case, and then type here the loading combinations you're going to use. So first is in our NSCP code, we have 1.2 dead load and 1.6 live load. So you can add this load combination, and of course it will appear the load combination you type will appear here. It will add in this drop down list, so you can add more loading combinations. Say for example for the wind loads, you can always refer to our NSCP. Say for example for the wind load, you can use the loading combination 1.2 dead load plus 0.5 live load plus the wind load, right? And then click on OK. So right there it will automatically add right? So of course, this loading combination is only directed only for one direction, but in the actual, all you need to do is to add more combinations for the opposite direction. All right. So after that, you can now input appropriate load factors for the defined load combination. So what you're going to do is to click loading and then edit change load case. So here, say for example, the first loading combination we input is the 1.2 dead load and 1.6 live load. So of course, you're going to input the necessary factors. So self load is considered as live load. So you're going to type here 1.2, and of course dead load is also 1.2. Live load is 1.6. And then yep, that would be all. And for this loading combination, 1.2 dead load, so type here 1.2, as well as for the dead load 1.2. Live load is 0.5 and wind load is 1. All right, so if you click on OK, so that means it is now loaded. The necessary factors are already all accounted for. So we now proceed with the fifth and final step for our modeling and analysis using the graph, which is perform analysis and view the results. Alright, going back here in our model, to carry out the analysis using perform and then click self-load calculation so that we can include our self-load and analysis. So save. So now the analysis is already done. To display graphical results, select the load case or load combination first. Right, you can choose which load combinations you want to display. Right, so even the basic load case, you can also select there to display. Select the type of result from the menu option. You can click here, view, and then click on bending moment, say for example, right there. And then once again, click on view and then result values. So if you notice, the result values are already depicted right there. So if you want another results, say for example for the shear force, you can go back there in the view and then click on shear force. So the shear force will appear. Or you can also use these icons at the top right here. M for the bending moment, and V for the shear, and P is for axial force, right? And then if you want to show the values, you can just click this icon with the number 1, 2, 3. And if you don't want to show the numerical values, you can click this icon with no numbers right there. So if you want to view the reactions, you can also go here, view, and then reactions. So the reactions would display. So depending on the loading combinations being set as current here, or even the basic load cases, say for example for the dead load and also for the live load, as well as for the wind loads, you can also show the reactions. So if you want to use the icons, you can use this icon here, right there. All right. Now, if you want to view the displacements, you can click view and then the deflected shapes right there. So the deflected shapes will be shown depending, of course, on the, once again, the loads you are selecting here at the drop down menu, or even the loading combinations. So for the icons, you can click this one. So you can even double click on any member to display the detailed results and diagrams for that member, like this one. So it would appear this member detailed forces and moments for member number 13. So you can choose the load case you want to check, as well as the loading combinations right there. You can also display the results in tabular form using tables. So click on tables and then choose, say for example, member forces, and this table will appear right there. So of course, depending on the load case you choose right there as your current, say for example, we'll select a loading combination and then click once again tables and then member forces. So the table, the necessary table would appear. So one good thing is you can copy this as your clipboard and then you can paste that on your worksheets if you choose to. And of course, to prepare the reports using file and report setup, so you can click here, file, and then report setup. So right here you can choose from the available print blocks for reports right there. Can just select from the available print blocks. Alright, so we can preview this report from here, print preview report. Right here. Let's just zoom this to 100%, maybe 75%. Right. So this would be the look of the report. So if you go back sa our report setup, you can set up first there. Report setup, which analysis report you want to show in your report. Can always do that. You can just select here, plots, diagrams, moments, tables, right there. No? So for example, this one, add the report, and as well as for the learning combination, learning moment, shear force diagram, member detailed results. So all of that are listed now here in our selected print blocks for report, and then we can now close this and then go back to our print preview report. Right there, you go down in this report, right there. I think that was it. Yep, this one. So these are the tables you included in your setup. Right, so I think that would be it. I hope this would be helpful to you in doing your 2D structural analysis using this GRASP Graphical Rapid Analysis of Structures program. Thank you very much for watching.